Oh, look who's back. It's Snapdragon, and today I was wanting to share a whole compilation of stories about baking mishaps. So, I realize I haven't uploaded in a while. I know I am really, really bad at that. Yeah. Life is crazy, all sorts of unexpected adventures happening. So, y'all just have to kind of bear with me as I have a very not established uploading schedule. So, moving right along into the content. This was kind of a while back. I was trying to make homemade oatmeal cream pies and I was making the filling and the recipe I was using called for powdered sugar. So, um as I am putting the powdered sugar in the mixer that has other things in it, and the mixer is running, and I was using the whisk attachment, I was dumping the powdered sugar in, and I didn't realize how far the whisk stuck out in the bowl, and like the edge of the whisk caught the measuring cup and just tore it out of my hand and just boom, flew powdered sugar everywhere. Like it was everywhere. And if I still have a picture, maybe I can insert it into the video. I don't know if I will or not. It was a pretty epic mess, and yeah, I kind of had to take a time out from baking to clean up a bit. But when I did finish the oatmeal cream pies, they were so good. Mm. Definitely would repeat the recipe again. This other time, I saw this recipe for cloud bread. Um, and I tried it. Yeah, let's just say that cloud bread recipe did not go over as expected or intended. It was a complete baking fail. It was not quite the most edible, slightly. So the recipe called for egg whites and cornstarch and sugar, and then food coloring was optional. So, of course, the measurements were given in grams, and I had to convert the grams to tablespoons and or cups, and I had to convert measurements. So, handy dandy Google, and I get everything in the bowl and mix up. And I decided to mix it up by hand because it was such a small quantity that I couldn't justify getting like a whole big mixer and the humongous mixing bowl to go with it. So, yeah, I'm standing there mixing it by hand, and the egg whites, you're supposed to mix them so that they form stiff peaks. Um, I don't think I've ever done a recipe like that where it says to do that. So this is my first time trying to do that. Didn't realize that it takes a whole lot of mixing and you need an electric mixer. Didn't realize that. So, yeah, I mix it up and it is way too thin and watery, like, and it's supposed to be more of like a doughy mixture, and my mixture was really watery. So then I did what the recipe did expressly said not to do. I added flour. Only when I added flour, of course, it makes the batter or dough more dense, and therefore when you bake it, it's going to be really dense. And I added flour, and I put food coloring and made it purple. So I had these little, really cute little heart shaped baking pans that I wanted to use. And so I get out like a little cookie sheet, put some foil on it, and then get my baking pans out, and then I spray them with like this baking spray with flour in it. Put my mixture, all my purple goo in the pans. I go to put it in the oven, and guess what happens? The pan tipped over, and one of the heart pans had like completely tipped over, like upside down, and I had purple goo all over the lid of the oven, like all down inside, like that crack between the oven and the oven door. Like, it was bad. Fortunately, the other pan did not flip over, and it was still, you know, it didn't flip over, so I didn't lose it. I only lost half of my purple goo. So, timeout, turn the oven off because it was already preheated. I get wet paper towels, and I get paper towels. I don't think wet, but yeah, I get paper towels, and I try to mop up as best as I can, like in the oven without burning myself. Get a wet rag and wipe it as best as I can, and then paper towels and sopping up all of this purple goo. Like, it was disastrous. It must have taken me like a solid maybe like 20 minutes to clean it up. So fast forward until I finally cleaned it up, and then I was able to turn on the oven again, and then I bake my one remaining pan of purple goo, and when it's done, I take it out of the pan, and it was a very dense little cake. Um, so I figured, you know what? I'm gonna put icing on it, and I'm gonna make it look all pretty. So I put some vanilla icing on it. It looked really pretty. It did. Although it was very, very hard. Anyways, it was so hard that I couldn't just stick a fork in it and take a bite like you would a regular piece of cake. Like, I had to get a knife and cut it, and it was still kind of a little tricky to cut it, so eventually I just gave up with the fork and knife deal, and I just picked it up and ate it. It was slightly sweet. The icing made all the difference. Just saying. Um, it was actually very filling because it was so dense, and I couldn't even eat it all in one sitting. So yeah, although it was halfway edible, I wouldn't recommend doing that, and I definitely would not try that recipe again. If I try to make cloud bread again, I will definitely use a mixer and not add any flour to it. Yeah, so that is it for my baking fails video. Um, and if you have any other baking fails that you would like to share, like, be sure to drop it down in the comments below so that we can all get a laugh of that. And take care of yourselves, stay bright and sparkly out there, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!